So real quick, I don't have my lights on. I don't really have anything set up. I want to point out that the version 1.1 Galactic Roaming Special program just finished, and there are at present 4 different coupon codes that you can redeem that you absolutely need to take advantage of right now. So after you're done watching this video, go ahead and redeem them. With Honkai Star Rail allowing for us to essentially traverse the galaxy, there has been one question on everyone's mind. Are we eventually going to come across Tevyat, and are we then subsequently going to interact with Genshin Impact's characters? That's where this article took me a little by surprise, as it goes on to list Honkai Star Rail x Genshin Impact crossover leaks. Hoyoverse has built up a huge community over the last few years through Genshin Impact. With Honkai Star Rail's release, the gacha game baton was passed on, and many diehard Genshin fans have tried Honkai Star Rail at least once. But what if we can experience the best of both worlds in the far future? Now, I will note, there is a video over on YouTube titled Tevyat will be added to Honkai Star Rail in update 1.3. This has spawned a number of different blog posts across various different websites, posts across social media. I mean, the video itself has 59,000 likes and 1,600 comments. But is this true? Is this legitimate? That's what we're gonna go ahead and find out. Before we go ahead and dive into this though, I wanna take a moment here to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon. You guys allow for me to continue to push out 2 different videos every single day on this channel, and I cannot thank you all enough. Also, if you have a moment, consider following me over on Twitch. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, every single weekend, and I would love to have you accompany me. In Honkai Star Rail, there are many planets that urgently need the help of the Astral Express. After we saved Eurillo 6 from the never-ending cold, our journey led us to the Shanzhou Luofu, where a Stellaron hunter was up to no good. Luckily, we were able to catch him in the end, or did we? Another world which is constantly in trouble would be Tevyat, the world of Genshin Impact. Perhaps our brave Astral crew can solve the secrets of another Hoyoverse game as well. And what would happen if the Trailblazer met Lumine or Ether for the first time? Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest here, this is probably what had happened. Lumine or Ether, the Traveler, would walk up to the Trailblazer, and there would be this lack of an exchange. The Traveler would stand there and stare, and then the Trailblazer would stand there and stare, and there would be no conversations going on, and that would essentially be it. They'd go their separate ways. Collab over? Honkai Star Rail x Genshin Impact crossover leaks. Maybe we can actually find out about that in a future update of Honkai Star Rail, at least according to some recent leaks about both games. You should certainly take the following leaks with a huge grain of salt, since there are no further indicators for said theory right now, especially since both games have a pretty high tolerance for mods, and this could very well be one of them. Check out the video for yourself here. Before we go ahead and take a look at the video though, what did they say? A few days ago, a video appeared on some social media platforms hinting that we could indeed be able to walk the streets of Mondstadt with our favorite Honkai Star Rail characters. How crazy would that be? Since Honkai Star Rail really is about helping foreign planets and people out of a sticky situation they maneuvered themselves in, it is not too unlikely that this crossover could be possible in a very far future. You can see how Kafka, Bailu, and March 7th are walking across the market of Mondstadt. The video states that you'll be able to visit the Anemo Archon's capital city within patch 1.3. The most upsetting thing about it is by far the lack of jumping in the world of Tevyat. How can I jump in circles inside the Mondstadt fountain if I can't jump? Dude, could you imagine playing Genshin Impact without the ability to jump? That I can't wrap my head around that. Since all this seems really out of nowhere at the moment, we're curious to see how the story may continue, and if we really can expect a crossover anytime soon. We'll of course keep you up to date. Now this is the video in question. We're gonna go ahead here and take a look at it. How do you full screen a YouTube short? Like, well, I guess, you know what, we're gonna have to watch it in this format.
Star Rail update is huge. In update 1.3, we are going to get Tevyat added as a planet we can visit.
Okay, immediately you can tell that the that the font here is different. There's like a stroke or a drop shadow around Tevyat that is not present in Eurillo 5 or at the space station.
I don't really know the full details. However, based on that leak, I know they would be able...
Now, I will note, this is very sick seeing Kafka walking around Mondstadt, and she has so much jiggle that I do not actually think is present in Star Rail. So I'm gonna assume this is a mod right out the bat.
Able to visit some parts of Mondstadt and
Jesus.
hopefully other regions too. This is really odd though, as I would have never guessed that Hoi would cross these games. But I think it is to get some Genshin players who are hesitant to try Honkai Star Rail to give it a try. Oh, and we still cannot jump. Big L. This Honkai Star Rail update is...
Yeah, so, I don't know, I'm gonna expand the comments here and take a look. I feel like this is modded. There's no way, absolutely no way, a collab between Honkai Star Rail and Genshin has been leaked without every single person anywhere covering it. Yeah, and immediately there is a pinned comment saying that there were mods used for Kafka and Bailu, March 7th. So, I mean, okay, evidently, I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. This article watched the video. Whoever wrote this article watched the video, they did. What they didn't do was expand the comments here and verify the validity of the claim. This guy, Salty Shrimpy, he's just fucking with people, and that is perfectly fine, you know? It's hilarious seeing people react, but I feel like at the same time, this is being taken massively out of context and spread around as if this is actual definitive proof. I'm all for using mods. I'm all for a potential collab in the future if Hoyo ever decides to do that. But at the same time, as much as I would love for this to happen, you really have to question the integrity of the journalists that cover these videos, these topics, because they, and I don't want to call them out here, but they don't really seem to invest much time or put much thought into them. And then this gets spread around as if it's fact, which then creates mass amounts of misinformation and ultimately ends in people being very disappointed. Now, this is not a leak. This is a guy that was just fucking around on YouTube for funsies. Will we ever get to visit Mondstadt? Probably not. We may get a collaborative crossover event between characters, but I feel like that's the extent that we'll ever reach, unless one game is really dying and they need to push new life, bring new traffic and potentially new players over into whichever game is dying. But don't get me wrong, it would be really cool. Now, if Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact aren't games that you're interested in, absolutely no problem. I got you covered on screen right now with 2 different videos that you might be interested in.